Hey everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to TFT, Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with
Oberon.
Coffee Boy and me, Banshee.
I'm going to need a lot of coffee because we're getting ready to go through our monthly modality message. It's our monthly reading that combines tarot and astrology as we look at the modality signs of the zodiac. They're not the same as the elemental signs, and we try to determine, what's your best course of action, how you're going to interact with people, what your superpower may turn out to be. That's all here today.
And we do this on every start of the solar, the astrology sign.
Because as the legend says, the sun has moved into Leo.
Happy birthday to Leos, I was gonna say.
Happy birthday, Leo.
Happy birthday, Leos. But we do this for the astrological sign on that day. The sun enters a new sign, and so this reading is good till the sun enters the sign of Virgo.
Now,
why didn't you use your sexy voice?
I don't know, but I'll have to tell you that.
What?
Oh, never mind.
Oh, whatever. Well, guess what? We start with the cardinal signs. And by the way, today we're back to using the Celestial Tarot by Kay Stevenson. And we will be rotating back and forth, I think, between this and the astrology one.
You didn't hold it there long enough.
Did I not?
Barely switched the camera.
Well.
There we go.
There we go.
That's better. So anyways, as you mentioned, we're starting off with cardinal signs. Cardinal signs are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn.
That's right.
They are the initiators. They have a way of getting things done, active. They have drive. They're quick, ambitious, vigorous, enthusiastic, a zest for life, clever, and they want to win. However...
here, why don't you shuffle? There are no negatives with the cardinal signs, could there be? No. All right. Maybe sometimes we can be a little domineering and self-centered. We could do that. Who doesn't? We're forgetting about others sometimes as we focus on our own stuff. And sadly, we often don't finish what we started. We want to be starting something, we just don't want to be finishing something. All right.
So here we go, Cardinals. First card. The primary focus for this month for the Cardinals.
Well, it's the Chariot. The Chariot is reversed. Let's pull you down a bit. There we go. Well, Mr. O, and my friends, the cardinal signs, it just seems as though your main focus is going to be on how to get things moving again, right? We want to keep moving, cardinal signs. We're the initiators, we're the motivators, and we appear to be stuck in some area of our life. So we're going to be trying to figure out how to make things move forward in a positive direction again. Where did our drive go? Where did our motivation go?
What happened? What happened to that vim and vigor? Well, you lost your mojo, or at least right now, as you move into Leo. But you have the whole month literally to figure it out and pull it back together, and no doubt you will.
No doubt we will, right?
Second card.
Go ahead.
The role that your interactions with others will play in this month ahead.
Well... it's the Ten of Pentacles. Sorry, I'm just trying to get used to this. Ten of Pentacles is reversed.
Two reverses.
Yes, this is not happy for the cardinal signs at all. I think here the Ten of Pentacles reversed is probably giving us an idea here where our focus may be with these interactions with others. It seems as though maybe we're stuck and stalled because we can't reach agreement on financial matters. You know, maybe there's some trouble in the family. Everybody has an idea of what we should be doing or not with our spending and saving, etc.
I get the feeling from looking at that card that this suggests a heavy-handedness when we're dealing with others in our family or unit, whatever that situation is. If you don't have a family, but your family is your office co-workers, you know, you always work with them and celebrate with them. Something is happening where maybe you feel a little more heavy-handed, and partially this could be for the things Banshee said, you know, the idea that maybe you've looked at spending or other procedural elements and found that they're lacking or that they're not working. And so your interactions with others are going to kind of take the tenor of really trying to, once again, right the ship, figure out what went wrong or what's causing the slowdown.
There may be some, you know, issues here. It's interesting. I'm almost feeling another dynamic going on here, that maybe your family, your social circles trying to tell you something, that maybe you have been going too fast. Maybe it's time to slow down a bit. You know, maybe they're not seeing enough of you. Maybe they're not getting enough attention or care from you, particularly family members, because you're busting your butt working on your goals or your projects. Remember, one of the things that are the negatives here for the cardinal signs is forgetting about others as they focus on their own stuff. Well, you know what? Others miss you.
Bam.
All right.
Card 3.
Ooh.
The opportunities or challenges that you face in this month ahead and how best you can achieve success there.
This is so interesting. It's the Hierophant. The Hierophant is reversed. Yeah, you know what? So looking at what I just said about, you know, your family missing you, you need to slow it down. You've been working too hard. You have an opportunity now to maybe consider doing things differently, not pushing yourself so hard, taking an alternative approach to things, maybe finding a ways to simplify your workflow so that you have more time for others or other important matters in your life.
Yes, I was going to say this looks like an opportunity comes to you that really allows you to shake things up. Who can say exactly what it is? It could be that if it was related to work, that maybe a new boss comes along who decides to elevate you somewhere where you would make more sense and maybe make more progress. But it could be in your personal life too, and once again the same thing. Something comes along, whether it's a person or a situation, and allows you to shake it up a little bit and maybe explore a different direction, or even possibly turn the corner on something.
Aren't you going to sing that song?
Which one?
Shake it up.
Ooh, ooh, shake it up.
I thought that you would be right on that. And look at this. Gee, cardinal signs, you really got a story here.
It's the 4th card, and it's about how you can use your modality superpower to best advantage.
It's the 8 of Swords reversed.
Wow, all cards were reversed.
But they're
not bad.
Well, 2 and 2, okay? It's like split down the middle, but it's the context that's important here. And I think here with the 8 of Swords reversed, you know, what we're seeing, the progression here is your modality superpowers. Well, you will liberate yourself. You will free yourself from whatever is restricting you. And it seems to me overwork and pushing too hard is restricting you. I think here this is saying that your enthusiasm will return, your confidence will return. I think here that also you will just feel better. You'll realize maybe that, you know, others care about you.
Well, it's as simple as this. I think your modality superpower will allow you to see through the illusion you either created or was created that said you couldn't do this or you couldn't get away from this. And that you'll realize that wasn't true. I can do this.
You know, some of us who are workaholics out there and we push, it's hard. It's hard to make that transition and that change. But here it shows you're very capable of doing that, and how much better you will feel if you start taking, you know, that alternative approach to things.
So let's wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up. So I guess here that this is kind of, you're trying to focus on why you feel stuck, why you feel, you know, possibly burnt out here. There's no drive left in your engines, etc. Right?
Yeah, this month starts with you not really running on full, you know, power.
And your friends and family know why. They feel you've been overworking yourself. They think you've been spending too much time away from them and from the joys and other things that you could be experiencing in life. Besides, they need you at home too. So when you're spending too much time on your goals and you're burning yourself out and then trying to be there for them, it's turning out to be too much for you.
It's a sense of logistics that you're not able to quite handle, you know, between their responsibilities, yours, and where that intersection lies.
That balance hasn't been there. And so we move on to the Hierophant, who's saying here, you have an opportunity this month. The opportunity is to change it around, to change it up, shake it up. Shake it up. All right. To shake it up a bit and, you know, do things differently. Innovate. Find innovative, creative ways to, you know, to make more time for yourself, to make your tasks easier, find a better flow so that, you know, you can get more done in less time, or that you can just take some time away so you can be more energized and work harder when you return.
And then finally,
liberation, a sense also that, you know, you freed yourself from the burdens of overwork, you know, and that you were able to do this. And I think your superpower here is part of your initiative qualities because, you know, you're coming up with new ideas and fresh approaches to things to make this happen.
Your superpower was also realizing that a lot of this was not really true, and it was just maybe something you kind of glommed onto, but you didn't really think about enough to realize it was an illusion.
So that's what we have for the cardinal signs.
So now we'll move on to
it's our friends, the fixed signs, aren't they? Mr. O, you may shuffle.
I'm a fixed sign.
You may shuffle.
I'm Taurus, Leo, Scorpio.
I could have said that.
Yes, you could have.
Because it's my turn.
I said it better.
You didn't use the sexy voice. Bah.
I did now.
Too little, too late, says this fire sign. All right, so these darn fixed signs, what's up with them? Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. The positives are you guys are very steadfast or steady. You're stable. You're determined. You're resolute. You're self-reliant. You forge ahead. You calmly work on computer problems. Oh, no, I mean objectives. Objectives. Remember those who've helped them. They persist. They concentrate. They're powerful yet purposeful. No wasted motions.
However, we have no negatives, just like, you know, the cardinals. Okay, we do. We may be stubborn. We may be the my way or highway kind of thought. And we have a tendency to get stuck in some routines and ways, and we sort of believe that we're always right. But you know we are. Okay, I did say that last part.
Oh my gosh.
Look deep down inside and you'll know we're full of BS.
Oh my goodness.
So we're back to card 1. And card 1 is, what is it?
Oh, well, card 1, I will read them. Card 1 is the primary focus for the fixed signs in the month ahead.
We're going to fix things really good because we're opening with the King of Pentacles. And this is kind of a ultimate sign of somebody who is able to master things, to maybe have a handle on the control they need to have, managing resources, or other material things, maybe being in charge or on the go-ahead in terms of overall comfort and security.
Well, I would have also added the card is upright, just
Yes,
to let you know. It is upright, which is awesome. And the King of Pentacles, hey, you guys are, I think your focus is going to be on, securing your finances, making sure everything is in order, taking care of business organization. I think your focus is on organizing things in relation to your financial affairs right now.
So card 2.
And you got this.
Card 2 is your role that your interactions with others will play. And it is the upright 5 of Pentacles.
Whoa. Oh, gosh.
Maybe you're thinking you don't have anyone with you, that nobody's got your back. Maybe you're thinking you're going it alone for some reason. Maybe you're feeling like you don't necessarily like the interactions with other people and you'd rather isolate yourself, or that you feel somehow they just don't get you in a way.
Maybe you have to pull yourself back from others right now because your finances have been difficult. So you have to make the difficult decisions to do less socializing. Let's say, for example, everybody gets together at the bar. You've got movie nights and trivia nights and different things that cost money, and you maybe have to pull back on some of that right now, some of you. But I also see something else here too. I can't help but wonder if some of your friends are going to be leaning on you for some support right now. It's possible here they need help, and so maybe that's where your kingly powers, because the king can be very beneficent, but the king is also very pragmatic, and so he recognizes when people are just trying to, how should I say this, trying to just take advantage, or that they really, really need help. And this king is more than willing to give a hand to friends or family who may need them.
Exactly.
But it's, it's got to be sincere. And in this case, I do sense that there could be some definite needs out there. All right. You know what? I can't see, because you have the king to start with, that you are the one seeking this help and support. I can't see that.
Agree with that. Yep.
So it's either this pulling back from things that are, draining your resources, or it's this giving to somebody right now who may need some support.
So fixed signs then, what are your opportunities or challenges, and how can you best handle or tackle them?
I can handle that, Mr. O.
All right.
Anyway, okay.
And it's upright death. Change.
Well, you go first on that one, Scorpio.
So you have a great opportunity to make big changes, and some of that is probably because maybe you felt that you have a sense of mastery, and you felt that you are there for others who need your help, or you're able to go it alone if you need to, whatever those qualities from that are. And so why not really realize that this is the time for you to consider other changes? This is the time to let some things go and maybe come up with something different.
Wow. You have an opportunity here to change your financial conditions for the better, get your house in order, so to speak, and you also potentially have the opportunity here to change someone's life for the better. Even a small handout or a helping hand, or, kindness. It doesn't even have to be material. It could just be kindness can change the trajectory of someone's life. And so
Nice.
I think here with death, this is pretty monumental here considering this message. So whatever you're doing for yourself or for others this month, it will cause some positive changes that will definitely benefit you and potentially others.
So that can only take us to card 4.
Card 4 is, how can you use your modality superpowers to best advantage this month?
You see that look on my face?
Uh-oh.
We started with a king. We end with an upright king, the King of Cups.
Shall we stop a moment before you go?
Uh-huh.
Okay, we've got the two kings mirroring here. That's great and all. But last reading was all reversed cards. This reading is all upright cards.
Yeah.
And both readings, regardless, were very positive ones.
That's
it's very
true.
strange.
Yes.
Yeah, I like this.
Well, your superpower maybe is ultimately the fixed signs penchant for kindness, graciousness, generosity. Some of the signs maybe fare better than others with that, but it really is about you finding the time to be benevolent, counseling, fatherly or motherly, and nurturing to those who need it. And Banshee spent a little time on that card there, the Five of Pentacles, indicating it could represent your need, to take care of somebody. But this also is expressed as an idea of transforming a life.
Well, looking at something from the superpowers list here, your positive attributes, I definitely think that as far as the King of Cups goes, calmly working on your objectives. And not only that, remembering those who have been by your side have helped you over time. He's right about the kindness and he's right about the generosity and the other things that he mentions here about this king. But, if you look at this, calmly working on your objectives of financial security and organization, or being in a position where you might be able to help another in need, which also goes into remembering those who've been there for you. Maybe it's time for you to step up and give somebody else a helping hand. And this King of Cups energy combined with this King of Pentacles energy, it's emotion and physicality. And so this is really about, being beneficent with your material wealth if you're in a position to do so. Right?
Awesome. So
want to wrap it up?
Wrap it up.
Go ahead.
So we started with the first card, the King of Pentacles, and that spoke to the idea of what overall was happening in the month, the primary focus. And the King of Pentacles, like any of the kings, is in charge of his sphere of influence. And this sphere of influence has to deal with your personal powers in the sense of your money, your finances, your sense of security and comfort. This is about how well you are looking at managing all those things in your life at this time.
I like it, and I feel here, it's very important for you to focus on how well you are doing, how organized everything is. It's not tax season yet, it's true, but there may be important things coming up that you need, to make sure you're doing well financially. And let's not forget the elephant in the room, which we have for this entire reading so far. Mercury is going retrograde. So make sure, you're in a good financial place right now to weather any kind of insanity that Mercury can bring. Broken computers, water heaters. I can name a few from our end of things that could cost you some money. Car repairs.
Yes, and we'll need some of that, won't we?
All right, so.
Position 2 is the role with your interactions and others as they play out in this month ahead. Five of Pentacles. I liked what you said, Banshee. You suggested that maybe this isn't about you feeling despondent or alone, but about maybe you reacting to someone around you. I think that's how you kind of phrased it. And this could be the sense of saying, really others look to you for an example. Be sure you can provide a good one for them and maybe being helpful towards them in their time of need.
Well, there were twofold things here, and I still think some of us might go that other way in that, maybe maybe right now you need to pull back from people a little bit, because this card can be about isolation, and you feel kind of bad about it. You know, you'd rather be going out with the boys or going to sports events or whatever the case may be, but you know, it might be more responsible right now to make sure you're in a more healthy financial position. So that's also part of this. But the other part of this is that, you know, if you are doing as well as this King of Pentacles sometimes indicates, maybe you're in a position to help a family member, somebody who's going to college or whatever the case may be, with a little extra money that they may need, whether they ask for it or not. Some people may be asking you. And of course, being the King of Pentacles, be judicious about this. You don't want to make somebody codependent on you. You want to give this responsibly out to people who will be grateful and do the right things.
Very good. So third card is the opportunities or challenges and how you can best handle or tackle them.
Well, you know, that's amazing to me. I mean, here I feel you can change your life, the trajectory of where things are going financially, by the steps that you are taking, and it will all be good. Or you could be a major force in helping others at a time where they really need it and will be really grateful, and it could maybe transform them. You know what they say too, that when you give back, it's like a circle. You know, the other person is more willing to give to others too, because they were helped out when they needed it the most.
To some degree, the fixed signs represent change agents, and so I think it's kind of nice that this card has fallen there. Scorpio especially, but maybe the others each to some degree have that quality to be able to look at something and maybe see that where it's going isn't necessarily where it has to go.
All right, and ultimately, I feel here, this king, your superpower is your emotional balance, the calming way that you approach these objectives, and that you do it with an open heart as well. And, you know, you also remember those who have been there for you, your family who loves you, your friends who surround you, wherever the case may be. And if they need some help right now, you're more than willing to do so.
The King of Cups stands kind of shoulder to shoulder with any of the other concepts in the tarot that talk about selfless, unconditional love or care for others. It's literally the epitome of what we should all try to model a little bit in our lives.
All right.
So
that's what we have for you,
the
fixed signs. Let's move on to our friends, the mutables. I shuffle again, yes.
The feeling will be mutable.
The mutables, let me just say, are Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. Take it away, Mr. O.
All right, I'm going to unleash on the mutables.
There's a lot to say there.
Well, they go with the flow.
Yes.
They are adaptable and flexible, versatile, highly resourceful. They can change when necessary, and it's actually quite easy to change. They can change or assume various personas. They're rather the chameleons of the Zodiac. They're well liked by others. They enjoy learning, playing fair, diplomacy. They're sharp, sympathetic, and they can see below the surface. They're selfless and quick to help others.
Well, you know, nobody's perfect, even the mutables, but they sound pretty wonderful, don't they? They're like chameleons. I really like that one, too, how they can change personas. But hey, we're all not perfect, right? And so they do have some negative traits. Sometimes they try too hard to please everyone. They can be wishy-washy, inconsistent. Sometimes people think they're a little duplicitous because, you know, they're trying to play both sides here. And they can stretch themselves to the breaking point. Don't do that. Don't do that. All right, mutables. Let's see what we're going to have for you.
Will the feeling be mutable?
Ah, funny, Mr. O. All right. All right, card one.
Card one. The primary focus for the mutables this month.
Well, mutables,
This season.
you have the Eight of Wands upright.
Ooh. All systems go.
Well, no, but yes. But I guess the situation, your primary focus is going to be, what the heck are you going to do with all this energy? What are you going to do with it? Seems like you've got a lot of energy to burn. You're in tip-top shape to get things moving and off the ground, but where are you going to focus it? So I think your primary focus is on that. Where are you going to focus?
What is the target? And that's always really implied to me, at least in the Eight of Wands. Certainly the energy and sort of need to move directly towards something. But know what your target is. Know that it's the target you really want.
Right. So whatever whatever you decide, make sure you put all your energy into it.
Card 2, the role your interactions with others can play in the month ahead.
Well, it's mutable air. It's the Prince of Swords.
Nice.
And it's really interesting coming alongside of the Eight of Wands too, because the Eight of Wands can be a card of networking, communication, lots of messages coming in, and the Prince of Swords is about that. So I feel like you're going to have a lot of interactions with others this month, that you're going to be communicating, networking. Maybe there's some new projects or goals at work that are going to require you to be connecting with a lot of people. And it's just saying that your relationships with others will be very, very good. You know how to find the right balance, to be diplomatic, to kind of play both sides, to be the diplomat. This is really, like, it is mutable air. This is really your card.
I think at times you're going to feel like, you're a little chatterbox this month. You're going to be really glib of tongue. You're going to be able to communicate well, not maybe 100%, but probably 97, 98%. And I think it's really good because I think your words will have a weight.
Nice. I like it.
Card
3.
The opportunities or challenges you can face in the month ahead and how best you can achieve or tackle.
Well, it's a challenge. This is so interesting. And it's the King of Cups again, but the King of Cups is reversed this time.
All right.
So I think the opportunity or challenge, and it's probably more of a challenge, clearly, because it is reversed, and in this case not a positive reversal, is to keep your cool. To keep your cool under tense situations. I mean, there's going to be a flurry of activity here. There's going to be a lot of networking going on. And, it's going to be really important for you to maintain your emotional balance and stability throughout and keep your cool. And since this is reversed, I'm just going to say it's not always going to be easy.
And it's not always going to be about you. And so maybe there's a tendency to get a little miffed or a little jealous if you sort of feel like emotionally you're sort of being stood up. It's not really true, but maybe you're going to feel that way for some reason. Remember, Mercury is retrograde. So don't misunderstand necessarily what people's words or feelings or intentions are, especially in the next few weeks. But overall, I think that this is an opportunity or challenge for you to look for your inner calm, that sometimes you do have to count to 10.
Absolutely. Well, finally,
card 4. How can you use your modality's superpower for the best advantage this month?
So cool.
So cool.
So cool. It's justice.
Oh. Speak truth to justice.
Well, do the right thing, right? Do what's morally correct, ethically correct, the thing that really everybody can agree upon. Find resolutions, positive resolutions. It seems as though that balance has to be maintained here. It's going to be testy at times, absolutely. So I guess here, your superpower really is your ability to be flexible and adaptable, to also be able to play fair and be diplomatic. Another thing is that you truly, can see maybe some things that others aren't going to be able to see. And if you coach your words right, Prince of Swords here, you'll get everybody on the same page.
I really like this ending here for the mutables. There's nothing really wrong with it. The idea of justice says your superpower really is to bring a sort of sense of decorum to any proceedings you're at. Anywhere you're at where maybe there's something that is needing to be analyzed a little bit more and possibly vetted, as they say, you will be in your element, and you will be the person that maybe will be able to make the most sense of it and help out the most.
Wow, such a reading.
Wow, nice.
All right, do you want to recap? I'll start recap, I guess. Okay, so your focus this month is where to put all the energy you have. What project, goal, or approach. Let's just say this too, because there's a lot of networking and communicating going on. Your approach to things, how are you going to focus it, so that everything works advantageously for everybody involved.
And you almost feel like maybe, because of the way the cards go, something transformative, wands, fire energy, is in the works here that maybe you will be able to lend your abilities to.
And clearly, right, a lot of communication indicated here with these two cards. Well, I don't know about needs to happen, is going to happen. I just think it's a given. And so you're going to be really working with others in some way, networking and communicating, having a lot of meetings perhaps, whatever the case may be, and things are going to be hashed out and talked out. You may be able to play the role as a mediator or a diplomat if there's disputes or some difficulties in reaching agreement on the approach to something. You have a way with words and ideas that people are going to be really attracted to. And
I think it's just kind of like the nature of the prince, who sort of is a surrogate for the knight, whereas the knight in this deck is the surrogate for... Is there a king? Yeah, there is a king. I'm sorry. This is the knight. Yeah, this is the knight.
No, it's... Yeah, correct.
And so it's about really...
I said it was the page, didn't I?
You didn't say that specifically, and I don't think you ruined the reading by doing that at all. But to me, as the knight or surrogate for the knight, it's really about how you come to the situation and you bring that sense of clarity and direction.
Yeah, I kind of messed that up. I'm sorry.
No, I don't think you did.
I forget the prince. I keep thinking page and the princess.
I had a flashback to Crowley, and I thought this was the knight. Because in Crowley's deck, then the knight is the king.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Head blows.
But no, absolutely right. All these people, the only difference I would say in my approach would be the speed and efficiency that this knight has at getting things done, getting to the heart of the matter and trying to make people see, what needs to be done, what needs to be focused on, and the best way to hurry it up and move it forward.
So what are your challenges or opportunities? Well, it may be that you have to kind of be a little bit more able to absorb what other people are saying, being empathic a little bit.
Yes.
This is more about listening skills than not necessarily giving good advice. This may just be being that person who can kind of absorb a little bit.
Well, and this card is making a little bit more sense with this knight here. You would like to make things move a little bit quicker, but, and so what this is saying, though, the challenge for you will be to take it more calmly, more at a relaxed pace, listen to others' concerns, and, be beneficent, be understanding for others' needs at this time, and whether they can move at this pace or not. All right.
Finally, our super modalities power.
Well, with justice here, I think it is clearly this idea, of playing fair, fairness. That right there is one of your attributes. And so justice is here, and it demands fairness. It demands that you look at what's right for everybody here, and that's the role you're going to play. You're going to recognize that if we're going to make things happen, we all have to be happy with the approach and the way we're going to, go about this.
Not every judge sits over a jury who decides. Sometimes the judge just has to take it all in and render the verdict of the wisdom they understand. And in a sense, that's what justice is kind of like the proxy for, or the avatar for.
And if by chance this whole reading for you ends up being about a conflict, you know, I mean, you could play a major role in trying to find a resolution, trying to find that middle ground for people to come together. So good luck with that. I think it's awesome. I think all of these readings were
not
awesome.
bad. So it's kind of interesting because we are moving into Leo, which has a lot of its own energies, even though there's the Mercury retrograde. But you know what? I'm not one of those people that believes every Mercury retrograde is always about horrors. I sort of feel there are challenges there that can actually grow us.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens, even on a more collective level. The Democrats are having their convention. They've just switched their candidates. And, you know, who knows how any of this will, play into that process. But at any rate, I do want to end the show by saying, again, happy birthday to our Leo friends. Hope you enjoy Leo season. I hope everybody has a prosperous and a happy Leo season.
All right, and we will see you in about a month for the next sun movement.
That's right.
Into Virgo. Who knew?
All right, everybody. Take care. Have a great month ahead, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.